Alright, so what's up guys? Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of Chinese electronics brands that have taken the global market by storm. From smartphones to home appliances, these companies are leading the way in innovation and technology. You've probably heard of some of them, maybe even own a few of their products. But the sheer scale and speed at which these brands have grown and innovated, it's pretty remarkable and honestly something we don't talk about enough in terms of the broader tech landscape. We're going to break down some of the biggest names, what they're known for, and why they've become such significant players on the world stage. I've been wanting to make this video for a while because, let's be real, the influence these companies have is undeniable. It's not just about manufacturing anymore. It's about cutting-edge research and development, unique design philosophies, and building entire ecosystems that rival some of the biggest tech giants we're more familiar with in the West. Think about the last time you bought a piece of tech. There's a good chance a Chinese brand was either the manufacturer or a key component supplier, even if it wasn't immediately obvious. So, it's definitely worth getting a clearer picture of who these players are and what makes them tick. We'll be looking at a range of companies, from those dominating the smartphone scene with impressive camera tech and sleek designs, to others who are quietly powering our homes with innovative appliances, and even those who are literally creating the displays we look at every single day. It's a diverse group, but the common thread is their ambition and their impact. So, whether you're a tech enthusiast or just curious about the global market, this one's for you. Let's get into it. So, first up, let's talk about Huawei. This is a name that's been in the headlines for a lot of reasons over the past few years, but beyond all that, their core business is incredibly significant. They started primarily in telecommunications equipment. Think the massive infrastructure that powers our mobile networks, the cell towers, the back-end systems. They became a global leader in this space, building out 4G and now 5G networks for carriers all around the world. This expertise in connectivity naturally led them into the consumer space, particularly with smartphones. For a while there, Huawei phones were seriously contending for the top spot globally, known for their incredible camera systems, innovative hardware, and premium build quality. Even with some of the geopolitical challenges they've faced, Huawei continues to be a powerhouse in R&D. They invest a huge amount in developing new technologies, not just for phones, but also for wearables, laptops, tablets, and even ventures into areas like automotive tech and cloud computing. Their network infrastructure business remains a cornerstone, and they're still pushing the boundaries of what's possible in telecommunications. It's a company that's had to adapt and pivot, but their underlying engineering prowess and commitment to innovation keep them a major force in the global tech sector. They're a prime example of a Chinese brand that didn't just aim to compete on price but on genuine technological leadership. Alright, next on the list is Xiaomi. If you're looking for a brand that has mastered the art of delivering high-quality tech at incredibly competitive prices, Xiaomi is probably the first name that comes to mind for many. They initially burst onto the scene with smartphones that offered flagship-level specs for a fraction of the cost, rapidly gaining a massive fan base, especially in Asia, and then expanding globally. Their Mi and Redmi phone lines became synonymous with value, but they didn't stop there. What's really interesting about Xiaomi is their ecosystem strategy. They've invested in or partnered with hundreds of smaller companies to create a vast array of products under their umbrella. This ecosystem includes everything from smart TVs, fitness trackers, and electric scooters, to air purifiers, robot vacuums, and even smart rice cookers. Seriously, the range is wild. They often integrate these devices through their Mi Home app, creating a connected experience that's surprisingly seamless for the price point. This approach has allowed them to build incredible brand loyalty and reach into so many different aspects of consumers' lives. They're not just selling individual products, they're selling a lifestyle, a connected home, all while maintaining that core philosophy of accessibility and value. It's a smart play, and it's worked out incredibly well for them. Moving on, let's talk about TCL. For a lot of people, especially in North America, TCL is primarily known as a television brand, and for good reason. They've become a massive player in the global TV market, often offering some of the best bang-for-your-buck displays, especially when it comes to features like QLED and Mini-LED technology at aggressive price points. They've really democratized access to higher-end TV tech, which is a big deal. But TCL's ambitions and operations extend far beyond just television screens, which is something that often gets overlooked. They're actually a vertically integrated company, meaning they manufacture a lot of their own components, including display panels through their subsidiary CSOT, China Star Optoelectronics Technology. This gives them a lot of control over their supply chain and innovation pipeline. Beyond TVs, TCL also produces a wide range of other electronic products. This includes home appliances like air conditioners and washing machines, a lineup of soundbars and audio devices designed to complement their TVs, and even a growing portfolio of smartphones under their own brand and, for a time, Alcatel and BlackBerry via licensing. So while you might know them for your living room screen, their footprint in the electronics world is considerably larger. Chapter 4. Hisense, Innovating in Displays and Appliances. Next up is Hisense, another well-established brand that many will recognize, particularly from their strong presence in the television and home appliance markets. Similar to TCL, Hisense has made a significant name for itself by offering feature-rich TVs, including ULED and laser TV technologies, often presenting compelling alternatives to more established premium brands. They've been pretty aggressive in pushing display innovation, especially with their laser TV concept, which aims to deliver massive screen sizes with a unique projection technology. It's a bold move, and it shows their commitment to exploring different avenues in home entertainment. But like many of these large Chinese electronics companies, Hisense isn't just a one-trick pony. Their home appliance division is substantial, producing everything from refrigerators and freezers to washing machines, dishwashers, and air conditioning units. They focus on integrating smart features and energy efficiency into these products, aligning with modern consumer demands. Hisense has also been expanding its global footprint through strategic acquisitions and partnerships, solidifying its position as a major international brand. They put a lot of emphasis on their product design and trying to pack in innovative technologies while keeping an eye on reliability and user experience, which has helped them build a solid reputation over the years. Chapter 5. Haier, a global leader in home appliances. Alright, let's shift gears slightly to a company that is an absolute titan in the home appliance world, Haier. While they might not be the first name you think of for cutting-edge smartphones, if you're talking refrigerators, washing machines, air conditioners, or ovens, Haier is a dominant global force. They've grown from a struggling refrigerator factory in China to become one of the world's largest appliance manufacturers, and they've done it through a relentless focus on quality, innovation, and understanding user needs. They were one of the early Chinese companies to really push for international expansion and brand building. What's particularly interesting about Haier is their Rendan management model, which is quite unique. It essentially empowers employees and small business units within the larger company to act as entrepreneurs, directly facing the market and responding quickly to customer demands. This has fostered a culture of continuous improvement and user-centric innovation. Haier has also made some significant international acquisitions, like GE Appliances in the US, which further expanded their global reach and product portfolio. So when you think about the appliances that run your home, Haier is a name that represents a massive scale of production, a deep understanding of household needs, and a surprisingly agile approach to business for such a large corporation. Chapter 6. BO, the display giant behind your screens. Now let's talk about a company you might not have heard of directly, but whose products you've almost certainly used. BOE Technology Group. BOE is one of the world's largest manufacturers of display panels. We're talking about the actual screens, LCDs, OLEDs, that go into smartphones, tablets, laptops, monitors, TVs, and even automotive displays and medical equipment. So, while you might buy a phone or a TV from a more familiar brand, there's a very good chance that the display panel itself was manufactured by BOE. They are a critical player in the global electronics supply chain. Their rise has been pretty meteoric. They've invested heavily in research and development for advanced display technologies, including flexible OLEDs, mini LED, and micro LED. This has allowed them to compete directly with, and in some cases surpass, long-established display giants from Korea and Japan. Beyond just manufacturing panels, BOE is also increasingly focusing on providing Internet of Things, IoT solutions, integrating their display expertise into smart retail, smart finance, smart healthcare, and smart city applications. So, they're not just making the screens, they're thinking about how those screens can enable new services and experiences in a connected world. It's a fascinating company that operates somewhat behind the scenes but is fundamental to the tech we use daily. Next on our list is Changhong, another notable and long-standing brand in the Chinese electronics industry. While perhaps not as globally prominent in North America as some of the others we've discussed, Changhong has a significant history and a wide-ranging portfolio of products, especially within China and other parts of Asia. They started out primarily in the television sector and grew to become one of China's largest TV manufacturers. Over the decades, they've expanded their offerings considerably, showcasing a diversification strategy common among these large electronics conglomerates. Today, Changhong produces a broad spectrum of consumer electronics and home appliances. This includes not only televisions, where they continue to innovate with smart features and display technologies, but also refrigerators, air conditioners, washing machines, and even smaller kitchen appliances. They've also ventured into areas like IT products, set-top boxes, and even some battery and power system technologies. Changhong represents that generation of Chinese electronics companies that built a strong domestic base and then looked to expand, often focusing on providing reliable and affordable technology to a mass market. They are a testament to the evolution of the industry within China itself. Let's talk about Konka Group. This is another established Chinese electronics manufacturer with a history stretching back several decades. Similar to Changhong, Konka built its reputation initially on televisions, becoming a well-known brand within China for color TVs and gradually expanding its technological capabilities. They've been a consistent presence in the home entertainment space, adapting to new display technologies and smart TV functionalities over the years. Their product range is quite diverse, reflecting a strategy to cater to various segments of the consumer electronics market. Beyond televisions, Konka produces a variety of other electronic products. This includes a range of home appliances such as refrigerators and washing machines, and they've also had involvement in mobile devices and communication equipment at different points. More recently, Konka has been signaling ambitions to move into more advanced technology sectors, including investments in areas like semiconductor technology, micro-LED displays, and IoT solutions. This shows an effort to not just maintain their traditional strengths, but also to position themselves for future growth in emerging tech fields, a common theme we're seeing with many of these established Chinese brands looking to evolve. Alright, shifting back to the smartphone arena, let's talk about Oppo. This brand has made a huge splash globally, particularly known for its strong emphasis on design and camera technology. Oppo phones often stand out for their sleek aesthetics, premium materials, and sometimes very innovative industrial design choices. They've really carved out a niche by focusing on the user experience from a visual and tactile perspective, making their devices feel and look good. This attention to detail has resonated with a lot of consumers, especially in markets where style is a key purchasing factor. But it's not just about looks. Oppo has consistently pushed the envelope when it comes to camera technology. They've introduced innovations like periscope zoom lenses for incredible optical zoom capabilities, advanced image stabilization systems, and sophisticated AI-powered image processing. Their Find X series, for example, has often showcased some of their most cutting-edge tech, including unique pop-up camera mechanisms or under-display cameras and concept devices. They also have a strong retail presence and marketing game, which has helped them build a powerful brand identity. Oppo, along with a couple of others, really represents the new wave of Chinese smartphone brands that compete head-on with global leaders in terms of innovation and premium features. And rounding out our list, but certainly not least, is Vivo. Often seen as a sibling brand to Oppo, both are owned by BBK Electronics, a massive, somewhat low-profile parent company that also owns OnePlus and Realme. Vivo has its own distinct identity and a strong focus on cutting-edge technology and stylish devices. They are a major player in the global smartphone market, consistently ranking among the top manufacturers by shipment volume. Vivo is known for being quick to adopt and sometimes pioneer new technologies in their smartphones. For instance, Vivo was one of the very first companies to introduce in-display fingerprint scanners, which quickly became an industry standard. They've also been at the forefront of audio technology in smartphones, often including high-quality DACs for better sound output, and have showcased impressive camera innovations, including gimbal stabilization systems for incredibly smooth video. Their devices often feature bold designs and vibrant displays, appealing to a youthful and tech-savvy audience. Like Oppo, Vivo invests heavily in R&D and marketing, building a strong brand presence in many countries around the world, particularly in Asia. They are another prime example of a Chinese brand that is relentlessly pushing the boundaries of mobile technology. So, there you have it, a look at 10 incredibly influential Chinese electronics brands that are shaping the tech landscape in pretty significant ways. From the phones in our pockets to the TVs in our living rooms, and even the infrastructure that connects us, their impact is undeniable and continues to grow. It's clear that these companies are not just followers, they are innovators, pushing boundaries in R&D, design, and manufacturing. The scale of their operations and the speed of their development is something that constantly keeps the entire industry on its toes, and that competition, ultimately, often benefits us as consumers with more choices and better technology. The global electronics market is more dynamic and interconnected than ever before, and these brands are at the heart of that transformation. Understanding who they are, what they specialize in, and their strategies gives us a much better perspective on where technology is heading. It's a fascinating space to watch, and I'm sure we'll see even more evolution and surprises from these companies in the years to come. What do you think? Are there any other brands you think should have been on this list, or any particular experiences you've had with these ones? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on the latest in technology and electronics. Let us know in the comments which Chinese electronics brand is your favorite, or which one surprised you the most. It's always good to hear your thoughts. Catch you in the next one.